Hello everybody, it's Miss Holly again with Dance Dreams, and we're going to be making a butterfly craft today. So you'll need 2 coffee filters. You'll need something to put the coffee filters on that'll probably get wet. A cookie sheet or a plastic bin would be awesome options. You'll need an eyedropper or like a little water bottle that you can spray, something that can spritz a little bit of water onto your craft. You'll need some washable markers, and the last thing you'll need is 1 pipe cleaner. I've got a brown pipe cleaner here for my butterfly. So go ahead and grab those things and we will get started making our butterflies. So our step 1 is going to be coloring the coffee filter. So that is the most fun part. You get to be creative and think about what color you want your butterfly to be. So go ahead and put 1 coffee filter right on top of the other one. You may need to kind of just stretch it out, flatten it out a little bit just so it's easier to color on. You'll go ahead and you'll put it on your cookie sheet or your plastic bin, whatever you've got, just like this. Take some washable markers, and if you want to do designs, if you want to do all 1 color or mix a bunch of colors, whatever you want to do, you can get creative. And once you add it to the top layer, it will soak through to the one on the bottom after we add the water. So as long as you're coloring right on top, both of them will get colored after we're done with our water in step 2. So I have finished coloring my butterfly. I chose green, purple, and orange. Got all of my colors in there, my other coffee filters right underneath. So now is time for step 2. So we're gonna take our coffee filters, we're gonna lay them right on whatever you've got that's gonna hold your water. I've got my cookie sheet here, and I'm gonna take either an eyedropper or like a little, like a water spritzer bottle like I've got here, and I'm gonna go ahead and start spraying water right onto my coffee filters. Now you want it to get wet enough so that the colors begin soaking and blending all together, as well as on your coffee filter underneath, but you don't want it so much so that you have a huge puddle on your pan either. You want it to be soaking wet, but not more than soaking wet. You can start to kind of see the colors blend together, and that's when you know you've probably put enough water on. So as you can see, my colors are really starting to blend together. So now that you have the water soaking in your coffee filters, go ahead and separate your 2 filters so that they can start drying on their own. So this is going to take a long time. So depending on how much water you have, it could take a couple hours or possibly overnight. You can leave it out. Or if you live somewhere nice and warm, you can leave it out in the sun for a couple hours, let it air dry. So there's different ways that you can let this dry. And some people do put it in their oven at a very low temperature for a few minutes, and that does the trick as well. So however that works for you, whatever's best, go ahead and let them dry. That is our step 3, and that's the longest part of the craft. But once you're done that, it's going to be so much fun because we can put our butterflies together. So I ended up sticking my coffee filters right in the oven. I set my oven for the lowest possible temperature that it would allow me to set it on, and even just in the preheat, it was done within 3 minutes, I think it was. No more than 5, probably just a couple minutes. So that's my recommendation. It's so much faster than waiting overnight, but really whatever suits you is great. So now I've got some nice and dry coffee filters, and we're on to our next step, folding back and forth. Think of like an accordion. So I've done one already, and I'll show you what it looks like. As you can see, I folded it this way, and then I went and I folded it the opposite way, and then I folded it toward the right, and then to the left, then to the right, then to the left. And so when you're done, it ends up looking like this, kind of like an accordion. So it's literally just going back and forth with the way that you're folding for your whole coffee filter until the other end. So go ahead and now do that with your other coffee filter so you have 2 folded coffee filters. So by now you should have 2 coffee filters that are totally folded in like this. So once you have your 2, we're going to actually stack one right on top of the other like this. Make sure they're nice and even. And now you're going to take your pipe cleaner. You're going to take that pipe cleaner and you're going to tie it around the middle, because remember, we're making a butterfly, so put it right in the middle. You'll tie it around and kind of form a V shape. And you're probably going to want to trim the ends. You probably want them a little shorter than this. So once you're done tying it around, however short you want his antennas, you can trim them a little bit. That is our next step. Once you have that V shape with your pipe cleaner, you can actually go ahead and curl the ends of the antenna just for it to look a little bit more like a butterfly. Now that we've added our antenna, the last and final step is the most fun part. It's opening up those coffee filter wings and seeing our finished look, our beautiful butterfly. Well, I've got my butterfly here and I'm loving how he turned out. I hope you love how your butterfly turned out as well. Thank you so much for joining me for this butterfly craft today. I will see you next time. Bye, friends.